Butterfly on ITV. This stars Anna Friel as Vicky, a mother of it's an 11-year-old called Max, who is sort of struggling with his/her gender identity. Is a young boy, but we see his bedroom early on. It's pink. He wears these sort of pink crop tops, and then we see him go to spend the weekend with his dad, Stephen, played by Emmett J. Scanlon, and he tries to put on this sort of perception of being the sort of normal 11-year-old son, having a kickabout in the park, and his older sister's like, well, this isn't him. And then we see sort of flashbacks of him with his dad, and his dad not being able to accept this, and the reason they're sort of estranged, the parents, might have something to do with the fact that the dad sort of slapped him when he was sort of showing these feminine traits. And then there's a scene where Mum is about to go on a date, and to stop it happening, because he's got this idea that his parents are going to get back together, he self-harms and ends up in hospital. And then there's the questions about gender identity. We learn, like, at age 5 that the family went to see an educational psychologist who sort of identified this. I found it really interesting and really touching. I like your views before I give my views.
First of all, commending should be taken to ITV and to Tony Merchant and to Red Productions and to Nicola Schindler for producing something of this nature. It's definitely a hot button topic at the moment, and I've seen a fair few documentaries on the subject. Louis Theroux did one a few years ago. For me, it felt a bit like an after-school special, something that could be shown in schools to explain why people might feel this way. And the other issue I had was, if you told me to write a drama about perhaps a transgender child or a gender-neutral child, I would write this drama with the dad not being able to accept it and the grandparents being a bit off and the kids at school picking on him.
But I think that's very...
I know it's true to life, perhaps, but it didn't... There was nothing in there that I thought, oh, that's unique to this. I think it told the story it was expected to tell. I think the young boy who's a newcomer to the screen...
Callum Booth Ford
did a amazing and believable job in a role that must have been quite tricky to handle, but he did it well. And I thought the brother and sister relationship was nice and believable. Again, I kind of got to the end of it, and did I want to watch the next 3 or the next 2? Sorry, probably not. You know, I'm not that invested, and it's not something that I'll remember come this time next year.
I completely disagree with that.
I don't know, maybe because I've seen it more told through the eyes of people in documentary form.
Yeah, maybe.
The drama sort of feels like it's trying to teach me a lesson that I already knew.
I didn't find it preachy at all.
I also found the music a bit odd.
That's one of the things I was going to praise. I really liked the music. I thought it gave it a unique feel, certainly different from any ITV drama. And I liked the sort of opening titles. I really like that scene, with the mermaid when they go to the aquarium. I
didn't.
Well, you're just, you like your, I think sometimes you like your drama too, I don't know. I liked all those elements. The music, I felt, give it like a dreamlike quality, which added to this sort of sense of he wanted to leave this sort of world that didn't really understand him. I will agree to an extent that the one bit which I found maybe did sort of get into that sort of after-school special thing was the stuff at the school. I found the bullies quite generic. But I feel everything else, Emmett J. Scanlon stuff, trying to understand it from his point of view. You saw his dad, you saw how he was brought up, and I sort of believe that this isn't how boys are meant to act. He just wants him to be a normal boy, and I think that is a believable reaction. Whereas like the mum and the sister were trying to sort of let him have this life to a certain extent.
I tell you what I think it was then for me, having listened to you speak.
Yeah.
I think because I've seen a lot in documentary, and it's such a hot button issue in the news and social media.
I don't read the news, and I'm not on social media very much.
Well, no, you're not. But so the thing is, this I might have enjoyed if it came out 5-6 years ago when it wasn't such a big. But because it sort of told me a story that I already knew, and so I wasn't.
But I think it was specific to this. I didn't find it. I think you found it generic, whereas I believed in the family. I think the chemistry between the four actors. You believe that these were. Well, I certainly believe that these were, the characters' Anna Friel's children, Vicky's children. They all had this. It wasn't just actors playing these parts. It was a believable family unit for me. I found the Alison Steadman character, the grandma, a little bit, maybe. Her character you could have done without, I felt. It didn't need this sort of older, condescending character. I mean, Callum Boothford was tremendous in this, like, anchoring this drama. I felt it was very well cast. I really liked the music. And I didn't think, I don't know, I felt, obviously there was this topic, it was this sort of hot button topic, as you say, but I saw it more as like this story about this boy just trying to find his identity. And that scene where his sister convinces him to go and dance, he wants to go and dance with the girls on the playground, not play football with the boys. And we didn't mention that he's starting high school, so this is where he's changing and things like this. I just found it really, I really enjoyed it.
I think for me it was just reflecting back things that I'd seen in documentaries on the BBC, stories I'd heard on the news, stories I've seen on documentaries on Channel 4, and it wasn't, I think what it is, it's a good introduction to the topic if you're not aware of it.
But then I've seen that Louis Theroux documentary. I've seen things about it before. I still feel it was a different voice. It was a dramatic voice telling this story. I don't think just because there's documentaries on the subject that there can't be this drama as well. And I can see what you're saying in terms of introducing it for a mainstream sort of Sunday night ITV audience. But I didn't feel that, even though I knew quite a lot on this topic, the way they presented it, it was slightly, with the music and everything like that, it was slightly a different style that I wasn't expecting going in. I think that's what I liked about it, and the sort of there was a little bit of humour in it as well with the sister and everything. You never pay any attention to me, and I just really liked it. I found it believable. I found it, enjoyable. I didn't think it was as issue based as it could have been.
Yes, and I like the fact that the sister wasn't, this rebellious character who, like you said you don't pay any attention to me, but she wasn't moody about it. They had a friendship. I
don't think they pushed the issue down your throat. It's mainly about the character first and the issue second. I don't think it was pushing it down your throat as much as you would have thought. The one other thing I wanted to bring up, which maybe for me was a criticism, was that it felt like the sort of conclusion to the first episode felt a bit rushed almost. It's like he wants to be a she now, he wants to be Maxime rather than Mats. I felt it needed, if it was like a BBC One like full hour, I think it would have had a bit more sort of room to sort of tell this story. It felt a little bit rushed towards the end, like this is how we want to end episode 1. Maybe if it was a 4-parter rather than a 3, but that is a minor niggle for me, and drama I really enjoyed, and I am going to remember.
Are you going to go on with Davina and say, this time next year I will remember?
Yes. And then I'll come on with like a t-shirt.
Yeah.